The United States Department of Energy is a cabinet-level department of the United States government concerned with the United States' policies regarding energy and safety in handling nuclear material. Its responsibilities include the nation's nuclear weapons program, nuclear reactor production for the United States Navy, energy conservation, energy-related research, radioactive waste disposal, and domestic energy production. It also directs research in genomics. The Human Genome Project originated in a DOE initiative. DOE sponsors more research in the physical sciences than any other U.S. federal agency, the majority of which is conducted through its system of national laboratories. The agency is administered by the United States Secretary of Energy, and its headquarters are located in Southwest Washington, D.C., on Independence Avenue in the James V. Forrestal Building, named for James Forrestal, as well as in Germantown, Maryland. History. In 1942, during World War II, the United States started the Manhattan Project, a project to develop the atomic bomb, under the eye of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. After the war in 1946, the Atomic Energy Commission was created to control the future of the project. In 1974, the AEC gave way to the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, which was tasked with regulating the nuclear power industry. The 1973 oil crisis called attention to the need to consolidate energy policy. The new agency, which began operations on October 1, 1977, consolidated the Federal Energy Administration, the Energy Research and Development Administration, the Federal Power Commission, and programs of various other agencies. Former Secretary of Defense James Schlesinger, who served under Presidents Nixon and Ford during the Vietnam War, was appointed as the first secretary. Weapon plans stolen. In December 1999, the FBI was investigating how China obtained plans for a specific nuclear device. When Ho Lee was accused of stealing nuclear secrets from Los Alamos National Laboratory for the People's Republic of China, federal officials, including then Energy Secretary Bill Richardson, publicly named Lee as a suspect before he was charged with a crime. The U.S. Congress held hearings to investigate the Department of Energy's mishandling of his case. Republican senators thought that an independent agency should be in charge of nuclear weapons and security issues, not the Department of Energy. All but one of the 59 charges against Lee were eventually dropped because the investigation finally proved that the plans the Chinese obtained could not have come from Lee. Lee filed suit and won a $1.6 million settlement against the federal government and news agencies. Organization. The department is under the control and supervision of a United States Secretary of Energy, a political appointee of the President of the United States. The Energy Secretary is assisted in managing the department by a United States Deputy Secretary of Energy, also appointed by the President, who assumes the duties of the Secretary in his absence. The department also has 3 undersecretaries, each appointed by the President, who oversee the major areas of the department's work. The President also appoints 7 officials with the rank of Assistant Secretary of Energy who have line management responsibility for major organizational elements of the department. The Energy Secretary assigns their functions and duties. Secretary of Energy, Deputy Secretary, Undersecretary for Science and Energy, Office of Science, Assistant Secretary for Fossil Energy, Assistant Secretary for Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy, Assistant Secretary for Nuclear Energy, Assistant Secretary for Electricity Delivery and Energy Reliability, Indian Energy Policy and Programs, Undersecretary for Nuclear Security, National Nuclear Security Administration, Undersecretary for Management and Performance, National Laboratory Operations Board, Associate Undersecretary for Environment, Health, Safety and Security Management, Chief Human Capital Officer, Chief Information Officer, Economic Impact and Diversity Hearings and Appeals Assistant, Secretary for Environmental Management, Legacy Management, Advanced Research Projects Agency, Energy Information Administration, Bonneville Power Administration, Southeastern Power Administration, Southwestern Power Administration, Western Area Power Administration, Assistant Secretary for International Affairs, Assistant Secretary for Congressional and Intergovernmental Affairs, General Counsel, Chief Financial Officer, Enterprise Assessments, Energy Policy and System Analysis, Intelligence and Counterintelligence, Loan Programs Office, Public Affairs, Small and Disadvantaged Business Utilization Facilities. As a leading federal research and development agency in the United States, the Department of Energy operates a system of national laboratories and technical facilities. The DOE national laboratories are as follows: Ames Laboratory, Argonne National Laboratory, Brookhaven National Laboratory, Fermi National Accelerator Laboratory, Idaho National Laboratory, Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory, Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, Los Alamos National Laboratory, National Energy Technology Laboratory, National Renewable Energy Laboratory, Oak Ridge National Laboratory, Pacific Northwest National Laboratory, Princeton Plasma Physics Laboratory, Sandia National Laboratories, Savannah River National Laboratory, SLAC National Accelerator Laboratory, Thomas Jefferson National Accelerator Facility. Other major DOE facilities include Albany Research Center, Bannister Federal Complex. Bettis Atomic Power Laboratory focuses on the design and development of nuclear power for the U.S. Navy. Kansas City Plant. Knowles Atomic Power Laboratory operates for Naval Reactors Program research under the DOE. National Petroleum Technology Office. Nevada Test Site. New Brunswick Laboratory. Office of Fossil Energy. Office of River Protection. Pantech. Radiological and Environmental Sciences Laboratory. White 12 National Security Complex. Yucca Mountain Nuclear Waste Repository. Other Pahuta Mesa Airstrip, Nye County, Nevada, in supporting Nevada National Security Site. Responsibility for nuclear weapons. The DOE NNSA has federal responsibility for the design, testing and production of all nuclear weapons. NNSA in turn uses contractors to carry out its responsibilities at the following government-owned sites: design of the nuclear components of the weapon, Los Alamos National Laboratory and Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, engineering of the weapon systems, Sandia National Laboratories, manufacturing of key components, Los Alamos National Laboratory, the Kansas City Plant, and Y-12 National Security Complex. Testing. Nevada Test Site. Final Weapon, Warhead Assembling, Dismantling. Pantech. Related legislation. 1920 Federal Power Act. 1935 Public Utility Holding Company Act of 1935. 1946 Atomic Energy Act, Place 79 to 585, superseded by the Atomic Energy Act of 1954. 1954 Atomic Energy Act of 1954, as amended, Place 83 to 703. 1956 Colorado River Storage Project, Place 84 to 485. 1957 Atomic Energy Commission Acquisition of Property, Place 85 to 162. 1957 Price-Anderson Nuclear Industries Indemnity Act, Place 85 to 256. 1968 Natural Gas Pipeline Safety Act, Place 90 to 481. 1973 Mineral Leasing Act Amendments, Place 93 to 153. 1974 Energy Reorganization Act, Place 93 to 438. 1975 Energy Policy and Conservation Act, Place 94 to 163. 1977 Department of Energy Organization Act, Place 95 to 91. 1978 National Energy Act Place 95 to 617, 618, 619, 620, 621. 1980 Energy Security Act Place 96 to 294. 1989 Natural Gas Wellhead Decontrol Act Place 101 to 60. 1992 Energy Policy Act of 1992 petaliters 102 to 486. 2000 National Nuclear Security Administration Act Place 106 to 65. 2005 Energy Policy Act of 2005 petaliters 109 to 58. 2007 Energy Independence and Security Act of 2007 petaliters 110 to 140. 2008 Food, Conservation, and Energy Act of 2008 petaliters 110 to 234. Budget. President Barack Obama unveiled on May 7, 2009, a $26.4 billion budget request for DOE for fiscal year 2010, including $2.3 billion for the DOE Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy. The budget aims to substantially expand the use of renewable energy sources while improving energy transmission infrastructure. It also makes significant investments in hybrids and plug-in hybrids, in smart grid technologies, and in scientific research and innovation. As part of the $789 billion economic stimulus package in the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009, Congress provided energy with an additional $38.3 billion for fiscal years 2009 and 2010, adding about 75% to energy's annual budgets. Most of the stimulus spending was in the form of grants and contracts. For fiscal year 2013, each of the operating units of the Department of Energy operate with the following budgets: Energy Savings Performance Contract. Energy Savings Performance Contracts are contracts under which a contractor designs, constructs, and obtains the necessary financing for an energy savings project, and the federal agency makes payments over time to the contractor from the savings in the agency utility bills. The contractor guarantees the energy improvements will generate savings, and after the contract ends, all continuing cost savings accrue to the federal agency. Loan Guarantee Program. Title 17 of Energy Policy Act of 2005 authorizes the DOE to issue loan guarantees to eligible projects that avoid, reduce, or sequester air pollutants or anthropogenic emissions of greenhouse gases, and employ new or significantly improved technologies as compared to technologies in service in the United States at the time the guarantee is issued. In loan guarantees, a conditional commitment requires to meet an equity commitment, as well as other conditions, before the loan guarantee is completed. Energy Innovation Hubs. Energy innovation hubs are multidisciplinary, meant to advance highly promising areas of energy science and technology from their early stages of research to the point that the risk level will be low enough for industry to commercialize the technologies. The Consortium for Advanced Simulation of Light Water Reactors was the first DOE Energy Innovation Hub established in July 2010, for the purpose of providing advanced modeling and simulation solutions for commercial nuclear reactors. The DOE budget includes $280 million to fund 8 energy innovation hubs, each of which is focused on a particular energy challenge. 2 of the 8 hubs are included in the EERE budget and will focus on integrating smart materials, designs, and systems into buildings to better conserve energy, and on designing and discovering new concepts and materials needed to convert solar energy into electricity. Another 2 hubs, included in the DOE Office of Science budget, will tackle the challenges of devising advanced methods of energy storage and creating fuels directly from sunlight without the use of plants or microbes. Yet another hub will develop smart materials that will allow the electrical grid to adapt and respond to changing conditions. In 2012, the DOE awarded $120 million to the Ames Laboratory to start a new EIH, the Critical Materials Institute, which will focus on improving the supply of rare earth elements, which is controlled by China. List of Secretaries of Energy. Symbolism in the seal. Excerpt from the Code of Federal Regulations, Title 10. Energy. The official seal of the Department of Energy includes a green shield bisected by a gold-colored lightning bolt, on which is emblazoned a gold-colored symbolic sun, atom, oil derrick, windmill, and dynamo. It is crested by the white head of an eagle, atop a white rope. Both appear on a blue field surrounded by concentric circles in which the name of the agency, in gold, appears on a green background. The eagle represents the care in planning and the purposefulness of efforts required to respond to the nation's increasing demands for energy. The sun, atom, oil derrick, windmill, and dynamo serve as representative technologies whose enhanced development can help meet these demands. The rope represents the cohesiveness in the development of the technologies and their link to our future capabilities. The lightning bolt represents the power of the natural forces from which energy is derived and the nation's challenge in harnessing the forces. The color scheme is derived from nature, symbolizing both the source of energy and the support of man's existence. The blue field represents air and water, green represents mineral resources and the earth itself, and gold represents the creation of energy and the release of natural forces.